I think in community, we have to really do an intense historical impact and help our people heal, because we're still healing from the impact of residential school, the 60s scoop, what the churches have done, the mental, emotional, physical, sexual, and spiritual abuse, the family violence, the addictions. So it's a different place for us to be in community, to be able to heal those different parts of our heart, mind, body, and spirit, because lots of us have experienced that. In non-Native social work, whether it's social work or social service worker, they don't look at themselves. They look outside of themselves. If it's an Indigenous social work program, it's looking within ourselves to be able to heal that. Because if we can heal ourselves, we heal our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our children, our grandchildren, and that's the difference. And it would be culturally based. And it's about teaching them about the medicines, about being connected to the earth, be connected to creation, and how to rebuild our families. Because the systems have destroyed our families, almost. But they have did some huge damage, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, to our people. And to be a Native Aboriginal social service worker program, it's to rebuild that from the inside out, not outside in. And that's the difference between those two different ways of learning and being good caregivers. And having taught in Aboriginal social service worker program before, that's how we did it. It was adult-centered learning. So it was all about the self. And all of those students are awesome. They're doing awesome work out there in the world. And they're using cultural knowledge or using the medicines, using ceremony to be able to empower our people. Because if we can empower ourselves, that's what makes good caregivers. And you can have all the head knowledge you want. That doesn't mean that you're a good caregiver. That means you're just hiding behind those words. And for us, as caregivers, when we're working with our own people, it's easier to understand them because we know that life experience. So it's easier to be more respectful, more kind, more caring. And we know how to interact with them. It's just easier than if it's a non-Native caregiver. They're still using their own judgment. They're kind of scared and don't know what to say, and they get nervous. So I think there's lots that we can teach them, because my thing is just be who you are. If you're a natural caregiver and you understand the dynamics, it's easier. It just is. But you got to know who you are. In a non-Native social service worker program, they're not teaching them to know who they are. They're teaching them to be something. Social work is just something you do. That's not who we are. In an Indigenous social work program, it's who we are and it's what we do. Those are two different ways of being in the world and being caregivers.